Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask, and he will tell you the truth. Oscar Wilde. Those of you who wonder why I appear behind the camera and not in front of it, this might answer your question. With that as inspiration, I have created the newest collector's edition mask at the Florida Maquis Mask Store. I think with Halloween coming up, this is going to be a very popular choice. However, controversial masks like this do have a way of offending the poor little bless your heart movement, so I would recommend getting yours sooner rather than later. I will, of course, put the links down in the description. We are up to 32 masks custom designed at the store. Something here for just about everyone. And yesterday we designed one for the kids going back to school. It kind of dovetails a little bit with the topic of today's video about normalcy, about people wanting things to get back to normal. Now, if you would like to see the Florida Maquis live, Twitch, perhaps tomorrow night, Saturday for sure, I'm going to be live streaming a game called Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Now, some have said that this takes place before the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Some of the information in the game makes me think that it appears after, so I'm not really sure on the timeline, but the backdrop of the game is absolutely incredible. The dialogue is amazing. It's a lot of fun. I am going to have to stream it in very high definition so that everyone can see all of this. I will, of course, give you the link to this as well. Twitch.tv/Florida Maquis, all small, no space. Also, we are going to, oh, by the way, real quick, did a poll, and by far and away, most of you want me to start the game over again from the beginning so that we can go through the entire journey together, 70% to 30%. So that's what we're going to be doing. So you'll be able to see the entire journey, and maybe someone will be able to figure out during the play whether it is before the Lord of the Rings or after the Lord of the Rings. So, also, Patreon.com. Way back when, before the Bless Your Heart movement had its poor little eyeballs assaulted by the Dixie flag with the Gadsden overlay, and had it deleted from Teespring, I had the foresight to order 4 of these. And yes, I do have to pay for these. I don't handle any of the production. I don't handle any of the fulfillment. Anything like that, I get a little bit better deal because I'm the designer, but I still have to pay for the masks. I got 4 of them, and what we're going to do, if you want one, if you're one of the people that didn't order one while it was up, if you sign up at Patreon for $1 a month, at the end of every month, I'm going to draw a name out of a hat, and I will send this to you. No cost. $1. That's it. And of course, you will get access to the entire library of psychological operations training videos that we've done over the last 2 years, and you will get access to the most recent, very controversial topics regarding the Bless Your Heart movement. So, anyway, the reason I have to do it over there and not here is because of the security for those who will be signing up. I can't have that information be out here in public like this. So, anyway, links to the Florida Maquis Mask Store, the Twitch channel, and to Patreon will all be down in the description and or the first pinned comment. So keep your eyes open for that. But this is what I honestly believe the electoral map is going to look like in November. No lie, this is going to be a Reagan-esque landslide for Donald Trump, for President Donald Trump. 341 to 191 is what I have it at tentatively, not knowing about Nevada, depending on how things go there. Of course, there's been talk about their mail-in system being just garbage, but this is what I think. It could be as bad as 347 to 185. And why do I think this? Why do I think all the polls that they're revealing are wrong? Because their behavior, the left's behavior right now, doesn't jive with their guy winning. Trader Joe's stood up and said, no, we're not going to participate in cancel culture. And the left is crying and whining about it, saying, oh, Trader Joe's has broke our heart. Also, Twitter, which we know is run by leftists, banning and taking down all sorts of posts by the President of the United States and his campaign. If their guy were really winning, why would they need to do this? The optics are terrible. If your guy was ahead, when you're winning, don't do anything controversial or dumb to lose your lead. You see, he's not. He's absolutely not winning. He's getting clobbered in the polls, and they're lying about it. Their behavior doesn't jive with them having a winning candidate. You see, people want things to get back to normal. That's why people are going to vote for Donald Trump in record numbers, because he's the candidate of normal. He's the candidate of getting things back to the way they were. Joe Biden is the candidate of the radical left, of defund the police, of continue to keep America shut down, of being poor, of being stressed out, of upset kids. This is why he is going to fail. Now, you can see this, and I can see this, because we are rational human beings. One of the mistakes that people on the right make when they say, oh, it's going to be the vice president that's going to be in charge, and they're going to get rid of Biden and someone else. No, absolutely not. You see, you make the mistake of thinking that the left is thinking rationally as well. They're not. They're deranged. They're mental. They're trying to dissolve the NRA to deprive Donald Trump of election money. If your guy was winning, if your guy was ahead, like you're saying in the polls, why would you do? The optics of this is terrible. This would do nothing but destroy the lead of Joe Biden if he were really ahead. But he's not. He's way, way, way behind, and they are throwing anything they can against the wall to see if it can stick. To see if it can somehow move the needle, because they are getting clobbered. And this is why it is basic human psychology. Normalcy bias. Refusal to react to intelligence to plan for unprecedented problems. Their unprecedented problem is everything they thought that should be working isn't working to move the needle. Everything that they have tried to demonize the president isn't working because they think most of America subscribes to their radical agenda, their radical belief that we shouldn't have the police, or we shouldn't have 911, or, we should wear masks forever, or, all of this other garbage. That we should all take vaccines or wait for a cure, like the mayor of Los Angeles said, we're not going to reopen until there's a cure. There might never be a cure. And they don't get it. So what do? Step 2, irrational escalation. Tendency to make irrational decisions, usually quickly, as a way to make past faltering rational decisions look smarter. You see, this is what they're doing. So, well, we have new information now, and we have this, that, and the other, and so now we're going to do this, and they try to make it seem as if they're going through some type of a thought process to make their decisions, when all they're doing is just reacting to emotional nonsense. Emotionalistic nonsense. People can do math. We have 327 million people in this country. Have 3.27 million died? No. 327,000 died? No. So not even 0.1% of our population has died of what they call this massive, terrible pandemic that threatens everybody. It's ridiculous, which has led to another psychological operations technique or tactic, cognitive dissonance. This is why people get upset when their beliefs are challenged, and we're starting to see them crumble and crack. Because they don't get it. They don't get that they are the problem. Their own mental state is the problem. How they see the world is the problem. All of that doesn't agree with how most Americans see the world. The way that we react to things. Normalcy bias creates cognitive dissonance. Normalcy bias creates cognitive dissonance. That somehow they're going to try to find a way to get rid of that pain. Because that's really what cognitive dissonance is. It's pain. It's mental pain. That they have to somehow work their way through to justify their actions. The idea that somehow Donald Trump might have been right about the hydro substance that can't be mentioned here on YouTube, that might be the case. It's been used to treat malaria for years and years and years and years. See, they can't wrap their mind around somebody that they have no respect for actually being right about something. And that's why they're going to get clobbered. They are going to get smoked in this next election because they have lost touch with average, modern, everyday Americans. They are so surrounded in their little bubbles on the West Coast and on the East Coast and a couple other places that they literally can't see the forest for the trees. This happened back in 80. This was Reagan winning that landslide was a huge surprise. When Reagan won the South, that was just, they couldn't believe it. They were stunned that Reagan could get the Democratic South, the blue dog Democratic South, and take that away from Jimmy Carter. What happened in 80 stunned everybody, and what's going to happen in 20 is going to stun everybody. Remember, the 5th of November. Like, share, subscribe.